Previously on the Jay and Dan podcast.
Just jam it in and hope for the best. Hope nothing sneaks past the goalie.
It's the hormone-free alternative to condoms.
Shut your engine off. What the you want?
Whoa!
I want to see your driver's license. I'm only a block from home. Why don't you let me go?
So we were one of these.
Can we save that, by the way?
Thank you for having me on the show. I mean, I've heard you guys cut me up on other shows, so I'm glad to be live now.
Okay, well, so now we'll be on our best behavior, Frank.
Way up there in media, and we're
Jim Taddy. It was Jim Taddy, wasn't it?
That wasn't Jim Taddy, but Jim Taddy is way up there in media, and he's doing a couple of pornos.
Whoa, Taddy! I'm at the keg! Somebody wipe my bum! Is somebody gonna wipe my bum or what?
What the hell does that have to do with anything?
When a party just gets too crazy. Hey, everybody, have fun, get rocked!
You're listening to the Jay and Dan podcast.
Nacho. Got a nice tweet from someone this week who said nacho in Hindi means dance, like come dance.
It's also a tasty snack.
Oh, I love chos.
Welcome to the Jay and Dan podcast, episode number 37, brought to you by Dr. Scholl's Skin Tag Remover.
Did anyone know what skin tags were until like 2 years ago when they invented this product? And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, I've got a ton of skin tags on my body. I'm like a lizard.
If you want to do home surgery, Dr. Scholl's is the one for you.
I think it's Scholl's.
Is that? Is it Dr. Scholl's?
Oh my god!
You want?
Oh my god!
I love that commercial.
Great start.
Because they it was on last year where the mom and the daughter are swimming. They're like,
yeah.
Ew, Mommy, you're disgusting.
You make me sick, Mommy. Now carry me over to the hot tub. Like, skin tag? What's that? Oh, it's my skin tag, baby. It's okay. I don't want you. Get the away from me, Mommy. You're disgusting. Get some Dr. Scholl's.
So it's Dr. Scholl's?
Yeah, I think so.
Those Dr. Scholl's are the ones who has the gelin, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So they have the devices. You can see them at like Shoppers, or you can see them at the Superstore, in which you go and get your size fitted. So you look at it, you're stepping into a device where other people have been standing in bare feet.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Oh, there's just fungus and mold everywhere.
Yeah.
Health Canada, here I come.
A lot of people asking where Big City Ken is. Didn't you say that he was going to make an appearance at Spanky's in Peterborough at one point?
I think so. I don't know.
They were going to have like a night where they were going to party and Big City Ken would show up and leave voicemails later in the night.
He's mad at us.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Hey, this is episode 37. We've got Shawn Cullen on the show again. Everyone loved when Shawn was on last time. He's coming back.
I just saw him on Dino Dan the other day. Dino Dan is a kid show in which this kid named Dan, I don't know if I guess everyone can see the dinosaurs, but he's got dinosaurs roaming the neighborhood. So Shawn Cullen plays a teacher on the show, and I mentioned to my daughter the other day, I'm like, yeah, I know that guy. He's from Peterborough. He's from the same place I am. She's like, he's hilarious.
Oh, he is hilarious.
He kills it on it because he's like an acting teacher.
So wait, this is a live action show?
Yes, it's not a cartoon.
Oh, okay. Oh,
and then he was in my dream that night.
Whoa.
No, it was all above.
Can we play the Cuban music?
It was all above the board.
Whoa. What happened in this dream with Shawn Cullen?
Sean and I were on an adventure of some sort. I don't remember any of it, but I think we were looking for something.
What were you looking for? Or what was he looking for?
This music made its debut last week when Sergio, our camera operator, came on to tell us his YouTube story.
Oh, I love
It
it.
became very popular.
We also have James Duthie coming on later to discuss the Puck Over Glass song. We're going to play a little bit of that?
Yeah, it's a big hit. It was on Extra Mustard on SI on Wednesday.
So before they did the Hangover parody, it was a huge hit, huge popular Hangover parody, and now it's the Puck Over Glass song. We're gonna learn the origin of the song from James Duthie. Let's give it just a little bit of a. Can we give it a little bit of a listen, Christoph? Here we go.
The glass, and that's going to be a penalty against John Carlson.
Minor penalty for delay game.
2, 3, 4.
This is Guns N' Roses. GNR Lies.
I work so hard to make it to the
So there's a taste. The choir comes in and everything.
Toolsy's lost his patience
No,
already.
but this is the portion, and I will say this to Duthie's face. But this is where him and Wardo were sitting on stools, trying to look all cool, like looking musicians. And I said this to Hedger and Dutchie in the newsroom when it was playing for the first time for the entire country on the NHL and TSN. I said, Duthie is one of those guys. It's impossible for him to look cool.
Yeah, he's one of the
just-
least. Well, and you know how everyone thinks he looks like Ben Stiller, and like Ben Stiller always plays guys who try to be cool but can't pull it
Yeah.
off. It's like he is Ben Stiller of the NHL on TSN.
Because
he can't pull it off.
He's wearing like the paperboy hat and sunglasses, and it's like, okay, the sunglasses don't fit your face.
But apparently Hedger said he was wearing them last summer at the Olympics in London, so they're probably just his sunglasses. And he just bought a pair that he thought looked cool, and they look the opposite of cool.
So we'll have Duthie on to discuss that.
That'll be great.
We
Can't
were
wait.
lucky to make it into the taping of the podcast because there's
Whoa.
a tent city.
Oh,
There's a
yeah.
tent city set up outside our broadcast studio.
People waiting days to be front of the line at the MuchMusic Video Awards.
Let's pull up the lineup. There's got to be some hot acts.
Couple of things. MuchMusic doesn't play videos anymore, so why are they having awards for them?
So these people camp out to get a wristband, and then once they get the wristband, they're guaranteed access
To Bieber's
the grounds.
pants.
Now Bieber's not there, but they don't. They might not even get close to the stage.
So, and Mike Gentili had a great line, you told me.
Well, we were talking to the security guard out there, and we were asking a lot of questions. We're like, how long are these people out here for? He says,
Yeah.
well, they're here till the weekend until they get their passes. And they've got
Insane.
They've got tarps. They've got tents. So Mike Gentili, he said, well, are tarps provided? He's like, no, you got to bring your own. So Gentili said, oh, so BYOT? The guy didn't laugh.
He didn't like it. He's like, I got to stand out here with these for 3 days.
And then-
take your jokes and go yourself.
So it's just tarp upon tarp upon tarp. So you can't see what's going on. And we said, well, there must be a lot of like illegal activity going on
Yeah,
over
some
there.
sexual
He's
activity.
like, no, there's a lot of people going on, and there's a lot of people walking around, so there'd be no hanky-panky. I'm like, there could be people having sex right next to us right now. We wouldn't know.
For all
Somebody gonna wipe my bum or what?
For all we know, Gentili and Christoph are diddling each other under this studio table as we speak.
This guy,
It's none of our business.
he must think that all sex is just loud, really loud, but
Some of it is quiet.
yes, under those tents it would have to be.
Dulcie, is all the sex in your house quiet? Be quiet!
Getting into that. I'm trying to find the presenters. Oh, here we go. I found out. Just announced. Armin van Buren.
Okay,
Mariana's Trench.
very good.
Our buddies Down with Webster.
Okay,
Taylor Swift.
all right. Well,
Austin Mahoney.
who? Is that a Boston Bruins prospect?
Cody Simpson.
Carolina Hurricanes prospect?
Tyler Hoechlin.
Calgary Flames prospect?
Luke Bilkey.
Seriously, is this the NHL draft? Oh, there's more?
Billy Talent.
Who else do we have, Mike? Oh, Mike's
This is
got
the
some.
worst website.
Some names you may know. Demi Lovato,
Okay. Yeah.
Psy, who's co-hosting,
What? Psy? Wasn't that last year?
Avril Lavigne,
Why don't they get
Avril.
Right Said Fred to co-host?
Ed Sheeran. Who's that?
He's like a English singer dude, right?
He
I saw
could be in one of the tents out there. Look at him.
Eddie Sheeran. He looks like Beck's less successful brother. Yeah, he looks like a mess. There seriously are tarps like pinned against the walls of this building and people sheltering themselves under them.
Phillips? Is that a human?
That's Chris Phillips' brother? Oh, American Idol winner. That show's still on the air, apparently, Toolsy.
I hope John Johnson wins this year.
I hope Stefan Stephenson gets a chance to get on the stage and show what he can do.
Classified, also there.
Who?
Serena Ryder, she's from Peterborough.
Oh, that really?
Yep.
Boy, so many people from the Peter Patch, Toolsy. You've got to be proud.
Demi Lovato.
Yeah, we mentioned her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's the lineup?
That's the lineup.
Yowzers. I'm just, the Psy thing, it's like, whoa. They should have Tommy Lasorda and Psy together on stage. Lasorda just sitting in a chair, grumpy, and Psy just dancing around him. Oh, that was
so
funny.
that's what's going on outside our... this guy's from hit show Degrassi. Okay.
Who? What? Who?
The Lucas Bielik.
Oh, so it's like someone from Degrassi's presenting. He's not even actually singing.
We have to point out that we mentioned the Keg commercial last week, and the waiter in which we referred to in the Keg commercial tweeted us. He said, "Thanks for talking about me in there during the commercial." And then another waiter said, "The way you described a night at the Keg, that's exactly how it plays out."
Yeah, the guy who tweeted us was the guy where the three girls are at the Keg together, and he's like showing them the menu, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna take his pants off later," and he's like, "You're damn right you are."
Somebody gonna wipe my bum or what?
Little.
I don't think we had to go there.
What? No?
Oh,
I guess I'm working blue again.
Jay's working blue tonight.
Oh, that's good stuff. I got the cherry nos.
we want to thank a loyal listener of the podcast.
Yeah.
At M Bricks.
Okay.
Bricks.
Brown bricks. Okay.
Mike wrote a song for us.
Oh, this is great.
We had a chance to listen to a little bit of it. Not all of it. So here is the debut. It's going to blow Duthie's song out of the water.
This, I have a feeling, will be the new theme song for this podcast. Like, this is it. This is like a monumental moment in the podcast. Here we go.
Here it is. Written and performed by M Bricks. The Jay and Dan theme song.
That was unbelievable. That was unbelievable. M Bricks.
So at MBRIKS, if you want to send him a note.
Yeah, please do.
Mike,
Please
that
do.
was awesome.
That was so good. Man, and he captured every aspect of this program. I mean, he really summed
you
it
could
up.
just play that song, and that could be the podcast.
There it is. That's all you need to know. What more do you need to know? That was
I love
hilarious.
how we got poop in there twice. Speaking of which, we might have to send out a search party in this this facility we're in tonight.
Why? Someone bowl sprayed the chum toilet.
Someone's lunch did not agree with them.
Yeah. We went to individually, not together. It's not a trough.
You saw it too.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. Well, you mentioned it. I was like, what are you talking about, Toolsy? So Toolsy comes out of the washroom here at the Chum Studios, formerly Whiskey Saigon nightclub. And he's like, someone bowl sprayed in that toilet. And I was like, what are you talking about, Toolsy? It's
Deuce here.
Yeah, someone crushed one. No way. And then I get in there. It's just like bits of poop up in the crevasses
How
of
does
the
that
toilet.
happen? It was on the toilet seat.
Yeah, it was everywhere. Someone was hovering above it. They couldn't quite make it down to where they were sitting. They were just they were like in the midst of sitting down. And then
shit my drawers.
And then they pooped everywhere and got all over the
feel
Chum
bad.
studio.
I feel bad for that person.
I genuinely feel bad too, but it's not our problem. We're not cleaning it up.
If you ever get that problem, you just get some Pepto pills. Pepto-Bismol pills cure all. Bring them to Cuba. If you ever go to Cuba, bring Pepto-Bismol pills.
Dr. Scholl's Pepto-Bismol pills. They're going to get you straightened out. Hey, when I was walking over here, I was standing in the corner by the Chapters right over there's a Chapters where we sometimes get Starbucks coffee and tea. And I was standing on the corner and then, like the light, you just miss the crosswalk light, like when you just miss it and you're like, all right, I'll wait. And then this guy comes up to me, he's like, hey, they haven't kicked you out of the country yet? And I'm like, no, not yet. We're gone at the end of the month. He's like, great. And then he looks up and realizes that we're still at the stoplight and we're going to be standing there for like another 30 seconds. So it's silent. And then he's like, so the weather's pretty bad right now, eh? I'm like, yeah, I guess it is. Like, are you trying to pick me up? I
had an interaction with a person last week. I didn't tell this on the podcast. I forgot to. In which I was paying for my my parking stub to put on my dash. So you have to wait there for the thing to pop out. So this guy comes by. He says, "Oh, I love your car." I said, "Thank you very much." He says, "Oh, you're that guy from TSN." I said, "Yeah." So he goes, "Here's my card." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "All right. So when do you take off?" I'm like, "At the end of the month." "Okay. Make sure you stay in touch. So send me an email and we'll keep in touch." Do you keep in touch with someone you've met for 15 seconds?
Yeah, sure. If you're attracted to them. Were you attracted to this man?
No. But it was very odd. I'm like, hey, just keeping in touch. How?
Yeah, just send him an email. Hey, remember me? You liked my car. Just making sure you have my contact information. So make sure we're friends.
Extremely weird. You just mentioned Starbucks. I wanted to bring this up because Jimmy Fallon mentioned it the other night. And he mentioned a Canadian staple in the same sentence as Starbucks.
Guys, listen to this. Starbucks is now banning smoking within 25 feet of its stores, which will get even worse for smokers once they realize every Starbucks is about 25 feet from another Starbucks. Where can I smoke? It's like a Twilight Zone. I don't know where to go. I gotta move to Canada. They have these rules at Tim Hortons.
Thought that was great. And Bruce Jenner was on Fallon the other night, and he was very good.
Yeah, Fallon's been taking the piss out of him and his face.
He took him to task, and it was very entertaining. I thought it was great because there was some animosity there. Then Fallon started to fight back in a good-natured way, and I really enjoyed that interview.
And the Roots played Face to Face by Daft Punk when he came out to sit for the interview, which I enjoyed. Because I think what happened at the London Olympics, Fallon knew he was there, right?
Yeah.
He knew Bruce Jenner was there. He was afraid to see him. And then he ran into him and he was really nice to him. He's like, oh, I guess he didn't see all the times I was making fun of him. And then just as Jenner was about to leave the Olympics, he saw Fallon again and he walked up to him and he's like, quit making fun of my face.
I saw Jenner at the Olympics as well. I only went into the international broadcast facility once because, again, I had no passes, so I had to get a special one-day pass. And the NBC compound was very impressive. And everyone always made their way down to the cafeteria where it was free food and free Starbucks. And I saw Bruce Jenner staring, looking at the TV. Or he could have been napping, I don't know, because he can't close his eyes.
And he can't close his eyes, can't change his facial expressions. You don't know if he's happy, he's sad, what?
He was raving about how the Kardashians was just a big smash hit on their first broadcast of the year. I can honestly say I've never seen an episode of that show.
Well, you better start watching it, because that's going to be your life now in Los Angeles, buddy.
Not a chance.
Your daughters will be out opening up stores and hopefully not hanging out with Ray J.
No, we talked about this on Gareth Wheeler on TSN Radio the other night, how I bought my two daughters lacrosse sticks to bring to the United States with us, because I doubt you could find lacrosse sticks in California.
Oh, I thought you were going to say bought them to beat off boys with.
That too.
Wait, beat off boys?
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
I didn't mean it that way, Tulsi. I meant it.
But we're bringing the Canadian game down with us, and I have an ulterior motive.
How could you beat off a boy? You can't beat off someone with a lacrosse stick anyway.
No, you just hit them away.
That would just chafe your penis.
And then I want to get them scholarships in lacrosse, so that's why my ulterior motive.
Your what?
Ulterior motive. What did I say, ulterium?
It was something close to ulterior. Speaking of smoking, we have a little clip here someone sent me about smoking.
Uh-oh.
Here it is.
I always worry about these ones that someone sent you.
I know. Everyone's been sent to.
Was this vetted by anyone?
No.
Okay.
You'll like
Buddy,
it.
you walk up here smoking darts looking for organic vegetables, I'd say you've got it bass-ackwards.
There it is. That's it.
What's that from?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Buddy, you walk up here smoking darts looking for organic vegetables, I'd say you've got it bass-ackwards.
I want to see your sent email folder for an entire day. Yes.
Why? That was funny. You laughed.
I know, but you send a lot of emails, and I'd love to see them.
I don't know what you mean by that.
I think it'd be great. No?
I'm a little offended now. What about Biz Nasty?
Save the day.
Can we hear this? This is our friend Paul Bissonnette. So first of all, he loses his passport and finds it in his back pocket. And then he's out on the town in Scottsdale. And he's taking a cab, I think. Yeah, he's in a cab. And he saves the day. Someone left their passport or wallet.
New at 9 tonight, a Phoenix Coyotes player helps a tourist who lost his wallet by sending out a picture of it on Twitter. This is a pretty cool story. Ryan Bodnar's trip started on a bad note when he left his wallet in the back of a cab while he was out in Scottsdale. Probably thought he was never going to see that wallet again. But 24 hours later, Paul Bissonnette tweeted a picture of Ryan's ID to his 400,000 followers. Just on a hunch? Well, it worked. He was able to find the owner, who lived in Alberta, Canada. Bissonnette left the wallet with the cabbie, who returned it today with the cards and cash all in it.
Yeah, I honestly can't be happier. Like it just turned out really well, because otherwise that would have really ruined my trip.
The power of social media at work. Now, Bodnar was happy that his friends are all social media savvy and use Twitter, and fellow Canadian Paul Bissonnette was able to save his trip.
That's nice of him.
A feel-good story, isn't it?
I would have taken the cash.
Speaking of news reports, there's a hard-hitting story on Fox 12's Most Wanted we should delve into.
What does that mean? What are you talking about?
Fox 12 Most Wanted broke into multiple cars overnight in Sandy and stole some items rarely seen in police reports. It all happened in the Bluff neighborhood, and one of the victims lost hundreds of dollars worth of sex toys. KPTV's Ben Singer joins us live with these sensitive details. Ben?
And Wayne, police tell us that there are at least 5 victims in the Bluff neighborhood that you mentioned. And we talked to one woman tonight about her embarrassing conversation with police.
It was cram-packed full of stuff, and now it's all gone.
Chelsea Coots made the discovery this morning. A trunk that had been full was missing most of what was inside.
I can't believe it. I'm still in shock.
And beyond the shock of a rare theft on her quiet street, she couldn't believe she had to tell police exactly what someone stole.
It was horrible. He kind of started laughing, but he felt bad. So, yeah, he asked me to describe everything just in detail and like colors. And then he asked, it was just horrible.
Horrible because she had been storing a cache of items that took her months and about $500 to gather, all for a bachelorette party this weekend.
I've been storing it in my trunk because I have two little ones and didn't want them to see all the dirty things in there. Lots of toys, blow-up items.
Blow-up items?
All kinds of goodies. Her whole attire for that night.
Clothing and paraphernalia for Haley Kirby and 9 of her friends.
It broke my heart. Chelsea's worked so hard for so long on all this, and she's done a really good job.
The bride to
It's
be.
just sad to see someone come and take all that away like that, and I don't even know what they could use it for.
That we may never.
I know what they could use it
One
for.
thing's for sure, the party will go on.
It's going to be fun no matter what.
Oh, I bet it will be.
So they turned to Facebook after all this happened, and already they tell us they've received
Give us your
donations to
dildos,
replace
give us
some
your
of the items
vibrators.
that were lost. I won't go into detail
Used,
about that.
new,
I
we're
can
not
tell you the
concerned.
police say they're not sure how the other cars were broken into. They are still investigating.
Okay,
Chelsea says
I have a
that
few
she
problems
left
with this
her
story.
doors.
Wow.
First off, why would you ever want to be on the news?
Why would you turn to Facebook to replace used dildos?
But again, why would she ever want to be on the news?
Well, that's what she said, right? She was embarrassed to report it, but she had to report a robbery, I guess. And she'd spent all this money on her inflatables. Was it like inflatables in a pool, like Shamu and stuff? Yeah.
I thought bachelorette parties, they just go to a bar or something and...
I think they just sit around and just each other with inflatables.
Where is the banana hot dog? Oh, we didn't have that last week. I missed that.
But did you guys have, and I'm going to throw this out to Christoph and Mike too, like when I was in university, myself and all my roommates, my former roommates, we had the porn sweeping death clause. So if one of us died, the first thing that would happen is one of the other guys would go to that guy's apartment or his room in the place that he was sharing with the other guys, and he would clean out all his pornos. And all his, everything, right? Because back then you had DVDs and you had maybe VHS tapes and you had probably some mags under the bed too. And yeah, so the porn sweeping death clause. Then you knew that, your parents didn't come and find your bedroom and start cleaning up. Because that's what happened to me when I went away to university. I went away to university and I kept all my porno mags under the bed. And then I came back for Thanksgiving. And my mom and dad were like, "Yeah, we got you and Aaron, my sister. We got you guys new beds. So there's a new bed up there." I'm like, Jesus. Okay, and I go up and I look, and sure enough, new bed. Porno Meg's gone. No mention of it ever again.
So even in your later years, you've still never mentioned it?
Never brought it up with them. So at some point, they had to remove the mattress, move the bed. They see like literally a stack of porno mags under the bed, all crusted together. And they had to remove that.
I made Weston Dressler's bed.
Poor people. That's what they had to go through to raise me.
Oh, so they had to find it. I guess they would have just stuffed them in a bag and bring them to the dump.
I think they just pretended it wasn't there and probably just burned it. Burned the stack.
We'll burn and barrel. Remember the old days when you could just drive into the dump?
Yeah, totally.
You'd park on top of the other people's garbage.
Absolutely.
That was great. That was a great day.
Yeah, you can still do that in some parts of this country.
Probably some parts of this
Exactly. Oh, yeah, sure.
While your parents are unloading the truck and stuff, you just wander around. Look at this. Someone's throwing this out.
Hey, don't throw away my crusty porno mags. I want those.
What the do you want?
Hey, do we have this Frank D'Angelo? By the way, what a great guest he was last week. Just
very nice.
A gentleman. A gentleman.
Gentleman. He was gentle with me and my soul.
I believe Christoph has the full Real Gangster trailer. This is the movie that Frank wrote, directed, and stars in. He just gave me a look like, oh, really?
How long is it?
Oh, perfect. That's nothing. But this is the best part. I love trailers, like ads for movies on the radio. They're so funny to me because then you just use your imagination. And so let's see if we can use our imagination. It's Real Gangster.
The last thing I remember was my mother saying to me, Giacomino, ti voglio bene, bedroom, sangue mio. I gave her a kiss, and it was the last time I ever saw my mother.
What happened to your mama?
Jack and Jimmy's mother were sisters, so they went back to Sicily on a vacation and they got whacked. And then Jimmy Lo Giacomo went back to Sicily, killed everybody, even shot the dog in the town.
If you tell anybody about our little secret, I'll kill your dog.
The kid's the dog. Everybody dying. No lying.
I'd see that.
That sounds like a great film. I didn't have to imagine anything. It was all right there for us. Oh my God.
Wow. It's a continuing theme now, because we had the stranger danger followed by the cop safety video.
Yep.
The newest one is a young boy being taught about discovering himself.
Oh, I love this.
Oh, excuse me, Ricky. Ricky, I did see what you were doing.
Okay, so pause
it
it for a
felt
second.
good, didn't it?
So Ricky was going to town under the covers.
Or above the covers.
He was staring at the ceiling, and then his mom comes in, doesn't immediately leave. She proceeds to have this conversation with him.
It felt good, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's all right. We all have feelings like this sometimes. I'm just glad you're doing this in the privacy of your own room.
Okay, here's the other
When you're
thing.
a little...
Where else would you do it? In the kitchen?
Maybe in the basement or in the bathroom. Or...
On the school bus?
Yeah. Maybe in your parents' bed when they weren't there.
Oh, my God.
When you're a little bit older, we'll have to talk more about these feelings and what causes them and how we can control these feelings.
Control them? Screw that.
Mom, could you maybe leave me alone for a minute?
Mom, I'm pitching a massive tent under here. Can you let me finish off? Because the blood's all gone from my brain and it's in my undercarriage.
I'm sorry I intruded on your privacy. I'll be sure to knock next time, okay?
Okay, thanks, Mom. I'll go back now.
This manner of response frees the child of guilt and assures him he is normal.
Not if he's brought up Catholic.
It opens communication between parent and child and introduces the concept of responsibility for his behavior.
That was bizarre. So the kid's just scarred for life there.
Well, that's the problem. Now he'll never please himself again.
How about knock?
Yeah, how about knock, Mom? How about you knock, for God's sakes?
It felt good, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, Mom, it did. Felt real good. That mom sounded sexy.
No, she was an old...
She was an
old hag.
An old bag.
Hag? Is it old hag or old bag?
I think either would work. Yeah, I think you could go with either, really.
And I wanted to touch upon the Raptors getting a new GM, and that happened this week. Toronto Raptors, new GM, new outlook, and supposedly they're going to change the name of the team. They're doing a rebrand.
That's Tim Lewicki, the new president of MLSE, is sort of hinted at that. Yeah,
I don't know how I segued from that boy being caught.
It felt good, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
To the Raptors. But I was thinking that. So you did mention this, how they should keep in line with the Toronto sports colors, which would make perfect sense.
Well, again, I think the Toronto Star had sort of a contest, and they said, hey, throw out some suggestions if we're going to rebrand it. And I'm not sure if everyone knows this, but in 1946-47, the precursor to the NBA, Toronto had a team in that league called the Huskies, the Toronto Huskies. And so since then, the Raptors have worn Toronto Huskies throwback unis a couple of times, I think 6 or 7 times. And their colors were blue and white. So, again, Toronto Star throws it out there. Hey, what should we call the team? And apparently Huskies, overwhelmed all the other possible suggestions. They had more votes than all the other suggestions combined. So, again, the whole thing is that I think all the fans want the team to be called the Huskies. So let's just call them the Huskies. Let's just do it. Blue and white. Toronto team should be blue and white.
You don't think
it's red?
Husky women?
I love that as a logo. Just a big, large woman. Just a large woman just coming at you. An old hag or an old bag, either way. Just Huskies.
Where's the girl? I'd be fine with that, actually.
That'd be terrifying. I think I'd be frightened. James Duthie, what do you think? Huskies?
Yeah, they should have done that long ago.
Oh, are you in sleep mode again?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sleep.
Hi,
Yeah,
guys.
come on.
How are you? Sitting on the couch watching hockey. What do you want?
Yeah, so your year's over.
Fake perky broadcaster guy all the time.
So you've got, this is the first of 6 months off for you before?
Yeah. I'm hammered.
Oh, my God.
Every
So,
night
Duthie-
now instead of every other night during the regular season.
We were talking about your video or your music and how
Sorry?
and how you tried to look cool during the video, but again you failed miserably. Have you ever looked cool?
No.
Good response.
That's my bit though.
Yeah, I know. You pull it off
Dirty
perfectly.
It's part of your charm.
Yeah.
So tell us how all this
I had
came
the
together.
cowboy hat on backwards, but that was on purpose.
Yeah, that was rough.
I had my wife's. Okay, I had my daughter's pink guitar because that was an ode to my daughter, and I had my wife's fur coat, which is not really fur. I don't know what the heck it is. And
raccoon
it's
fur?
Extra small. If you've met my wife, she's like tiny little thing. And I don't know. I was going for a kind of a Bono kind of thing.
Bono?
Is it a Bono?
Bono.
Sonny, I meant Sonny Bono.
Oh, Sonny Bono. Oh, okay, Sonny.
Cross
Okay.
between Bono and Sonny Bono.
From Growing Pains.
Yes. Put those all together. I think that's what I captured.
Oh, my God. But one thing I noticed when you were playing the guitar, like, were you trying to act like someone who didn't know what a guitar was?
Yeah, essentially. I was kind of going half Jeff Healey, you know, when he used to put it on his lap.
Right.
That way.
Yeah, I could see that.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I really wasn't worried about me and how I looked because Wardo was so useless at trying to remember the words to the song. See, I'd lived the song for about 72 hours, so I had it off by heart, and he walked into the studio without ever even having heard the song before. And so I had the song loaded in a teleprompter for him, and he just could not follow. So if I look dazed and confused most of the time, I'm just trying to make sure, because we had about 10 minutes total to film the damn thing, and I was just trying to make sure he got a couple of the lines out. And if you can obtain the raw footage, you know, for anybody, I don't know how much you guys have mentioned before, but Lester McLean, of course, sings the song, and the guy playing guitar on the right and performs it, and Wardo's lip syncing. But in the tape version, we're all singing. Well, so he is singing when he's lip syncing. He's not lip syncing quietly. He's actually singing. And if you actually hear that tape, it would make like farm animals die if they heard it. It's puck over glass. Hey, ref.
Poor bastard.
Awesome.
Poor Wardo. Lester.
Are you kidding me? Everybody thinks he sang it. He's got groupies all over the place now.
Oh, he already had those.
Well, he already had them, but now it's gone fourfold.
Now, how did all this come together, Duthie?
We were doing the tote board, I think last, Tuesday night or Wednesday night, and we've done the tote board about 4 years in a row, and I was getting so frustrated because I keep telling the crew, can we add something more to the tote board, sound effects? Can we drop confetti from the sky or something? And all we've ever had is like little explosions in the background and that same lame circus music that is the only funny music that TSN has in the 3 tracks that we own.
It's true.
Like we used it for Maggie the Monkey for 8 years, and then we used it for the tote board. And so I just realized how lame the tote board was, and I felt shame, and so I wanted to do something different. So I don't know, it hit me, and I sat down for 10 minutes and wrote a song. And the other tape you should actually get if you bug Lester is I called Lester and asked him not to answer his phone and sang the tune that I'd come up with and sang the song into his voicemail. And I don't pretend to have the best musical abilities either. And I just said, here's the tune, here's the words, can you put chords to it? And so that would be pretty funny if you heard that too, I'm guessing. But I made Lester swear that he would never give that voicemail to anybody, and he put it down, and we came together very quickly. It was all about 48 hours. We tracked down members of a gospel choir, and I tried to get you guys to take part, but y'all had plans because you're LA dudes, so you got LA stuff you had going on, planning for LA and probably meeting with your LA people.
Yeah, we
having
were.
lunches and things, so you couldn't make it. And so I had great parts for you guys, but you'll never know now.
Well, we appeared in it, and what happened was, you asked us to do a little dance, and so we did that. We did what I thought was a nice long dance, and then we watched the actual video, and we were in it for literally 2.4 seconds.
No, I think, to be fair, once you guys balked on being stars of the video, which again I asked you to be, that I said you could make a cameo in the video. It would probably only be, I think, quote, a few seconds. And when I came in with about an hour left of editing, Jeremy McElhaney, our great producer, was putting it together. That was the length of the shot. I actually said, can we make this any longer? And then the Avid broke down.
Oh, yeah. The editing system broke down.
It really did.
Likely story. Likely story.
Well, I wasn't going to add much to it. I would have put you in for another second, but that's all you would have gotten out of me.
So, Duthie, the way in which you came up with the jingle, in which you left it on the voicemail, remind us of another musical great. Have a listen.
One of the things I've discovered is that there are many different ways to write a song, and the most unusual way came to me when I was in Europe about 4 or 5 years ago. I was trying to write a sports theme, and I did not have a piano in the hotel where I was staying, so I did probably what many of you have done, faced with a similar situation. I called my answering machine at home, and I left a message for myself. And although that sounds goofy, what happened was that theme that I sang into the machine is the theme that they play every time the Chicago Bulls crush another basketball team. So I am singing themes into my machine regularly. And special bonus for you folks, I have brought the original answering machine tape with me so I can play it for you. I know you are dying to hear it. There we go. But it has to be played on the original answering machine. So here now the original demo tape for this particular song for pro basketball.
Hi, this is a message for me about the NBA theme. Here's an idea. It goes like this.
That was very good.
Is that how it went?
Is that how it sounded?
Was that John?
Yeah, that was
Tesh.
Tesh.
Well, let's hear the beginning of that song. This, everyone knows what song he was talking about. Here it comes. Get ready for tingles. That's John Tesh, just killing it. So, same kind of thing, Duthie?
Pretty much. That's the way I work. I used to write songs in my 20s and stuff. We had like this, I don't even want to call it a band because there was only two guys that actually could play anything, and the rest of us were just slops who tried to pretend we could sing. But we wrote songs, and I always thought they were going to make it big someday. But then I had children and decided to become a sportscaster.
Wow, that's the saddest story I've ever heard.
Well, you know, I wanted to, by the way, I just wanted to let you guys know that probably half of the Twitter messages I get every day now, and this speaks to the power of your podcast, probably 20 to 30 people a day tweet me to say, hey, you got your rubber boots on tonight?
You wearing your rubber boots tonight?
Hey, you like the dunk tank? So I thought I thought maybe what I would do to bring it all together, since you guys are leaving soon and you probably will never have me on again nor speak to me, was maybe I could sing you a little bit of the song Puck Over Glass, the hit single, in the Rubber Boots guy voice.
Yes.
Love it.
Okay?
I love this.
I work so hard to make it to the week. Blood and sweat and a honey. A lockout stand in Slovenia. Maybe I'll go right to the chorus. Puck over glass. Hey, where kiss my hey. You wearing your rubber boots tonight? Something like that. How's that?
I loved it.
That's very Adam Sandler-esque.
Very nice.
Adam Sandler-esque.
Very nice.
Oh,
Could you lift him up on the table?
I suck at doing imitations, but that's the only guy I can do. And if you ever heard him, that one's pretty much bang on.
Duthie, thanks for coming on, my friend.
Thanks for having me, guys. Have a good life, eh?
Whoa. The three of us are going to go see Tesh at the Hollywood Bowl.
Thanks for organizing your going away party while I'm away at the Stanley Cup Final.
Well, we don't know that.
Matter of fact, right in the middle of the Stanley Cup Final, so there would be no chance whatsoever that I could attend.
Is there a chance if it's a sweep you could come?
No, it's like in the middle of games 2 and 3.
Oh, is it? That wasn't planned. Well, you know what the problem is? They're making us work right until, like, we literally get on the plane. Like, they're like, hey, can you guys do one more podcast when you're in the security line? Because we...
Well, they made you.
Yeah,
Don't ever forget them.
No, they never let us forget it.
No, they won't.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, guys. Thanks for nothing.
We love you.
Bow, chicka, wow, bow, bow. I love that. I've watched that the John Tesh video a million times. Just YouTube John Tesh basketball.
The best part, and I think something Taggart would appreciate, is when the drummer in his orchestra is, starting that kick beat. Tesh is like pretending to bounce a fake basketball as that happens, and it's just incredible stuff. I mean, visually, that's a feast as a concert goer.
But again, we've discussed this before. He is so into it, and the crowd is too. They bought John Tesh tickets, so they came to see this.
But this is the thing. This is why I admire Tesh. Tesh could have mailed it in his whole life and done Entertainment Tonight forever, and he was like, no, I'm pursuing my dreams as a songwriter, singer-songwriter.
And then every husband that brought their wives, when they hear that song, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm getting some tonight. They're just going to be thinking of Tesh, but I don't care.
Yeah, they're going to think about Tesh doing his round ball rock.
Yeah, crank that.
Yeah, you like that, huh? Yeah, you like that round ball rock, don't you? Yeah, here comes the breakdown.
And he does the John Tesh radio show, in which he tries to improve your life.
Just with the most banal advice of all time. Yeah, it's syndicated. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, that's our goal eventually, is just to have a syndicated radio show.
But he actually thinks he's improving people's lives.
Well, we're improving people's lives on this podcast.
We are?
Oh, some boy out there who felt guilty about masturbating now feels great because he knows I had a stack of crusty porno bags under my bed.
And then
It felt good, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then someone that bowl sprayed now knows to use Pepto-Bismol pills.
Just one podcast at a time.
Somebody gonna wipe my bum or what? Do we have our second guest? Yeah. He's unavailable?
He's busy. That's all right.
Shawn Cullen. What the hell?
While we're waiting for him, can we talk about the ice hockey champions of Australia? Oh yeah, the ice hockey champions of Australia. Have you heard of this one, Toolsy? This one was sent to me by another viewer, so you're going to be sure to like it.
Okay.
The Darwin Ice Hockey Club is the pride of the territory.
They're too good. They're from Darwin.
Well, they're a legend here in the Northern Territory. Get up!
Why are they famous? Because they're the world ice hockey champions.
We're the best. We're undefeatable.
We played Czechoslovakia and Belgium.
Russia and Sweden and America.
A lot of the Nordic nations. So we've gone for the best, actually, and we've beaten a lot of them.
A couple of egos early on in the team.
I was introduced to ice hockey by a lady friend. I'm a forward.
What is going on?
Pretty well noted for my agility with speed turns and full-on blocks.
We invite select clubs from all over the world.
Meet down on the beach, ready to challenge them.
And of course, these people never turned up.
If people don't turn up, that's a win to us. And that makes us world champions. I mean, it went on now for 20 years, and it's a wonderful feeling.
They've never lost a game.
Well, they haven't played one yet, so...
They don't even have ice rink.
Water temperatures are a bit too high most of the time to form a good surface of ice.
The ice is really melted in that one.
We're the Darwin Ice Hockey. That's who we are. Who? We're world champions. The true world champions.
Oh, sweet.
What just happened?
Dulcie!
It felt good, didn't it?
Was there... What?
It felt good.
What was happening? Were they swimming?
No, I think it was a commercial in which you were supposed to realize that these people weren't actually the ice hockey champions because they were from Australia where no one plays ice hockey.
Okay.
I think you've witnessed the end of the podcast, everybody. This is the end of it.
Jeremy Taggart.
It's been fun.
Joins us now.
Hi, guys. Fun. Hi, buddy. How's it going?
This was a rare occurrence because usually Jeremy comes in blind. Blind. But you haven't heard any of the podcasts.
Today I did.
I just picture you coming in.
More cataracts.
I can't see where I am. But you come in not having seen or heard any of the podcasts, but you listened in our little voice chamber.
I did. I heard the whole vibe. I'm right on track right now.
What'd you
I don't know
think
if
of
that's
John Tesh?
good or a bad thing, but I think that the John Tesh thing was a little much.
Too much?
Well, I
Too
just
much
don't.
Tesh.
I mean, I think I'd rather hang out with a wrestling fan than a John Tesh fan. You know, like a full-on WWE hacksaw Jim Duggan type.
That's our whole newsroom.
John Teshers?
No, WWE.
That's okay. That's fine. I can relate to that.
So
but
would you be a Teshy?
No, I don't like the Tesh.
No, I know. But if you were into John Tesh, I wonder if he tours.
He does. He'll play arenas.
Huge. We just heard his concert.
Him and
on
Yanni.
this podcast.
I thought, but that looked like it was from the 80s.
No, he's low. He's
still
big time
doing it.
Yeah,
he'll go to Europe. He'll play arenas in Germany.
I think that was in Europe.
Yeah.
I think that one was in Europe.
He's like Hasselhoff. He's huge over there.
Oh, he's good.
He's 6.
Didn't he do the music for like the Masters and stuff like that?
Oh, I don't know
All
about
kinds
that.
of stuff. No, that might be Yanni, but still, same difference.
I mean, his NBA on NBC theme, Round Ball Rock, has been hailed, Jeremy, as one of the best sports themes of all time. How good is that?
I don't like it, that song.
No?
It just reminds me of just like false energy.
I love it.
Do you like it?
That concert we heard on the podcast was actually in California.
Oh.
Yeah. In 97. Wow. That's a long time ago.
Is his hair still there?
I think it is. I think it is.
Is he tying it on? Has he got the rugsy?
But doesn't this remind you of you guys when you were watching the Bulls when you were growing up and Jordan?
It makes me want to look at clothes, and I don't like shopping.
This theme?
Yeah.
What?
Like, I don't like to shop, but it makes me feel like I'm in a mall or something. Like,
it's like Muzak to your
ears. This is a little too pricey for me.
I dig it.
I don't like this dress.
You see, you know what? It reminds me of something I was thinking about this week. Man, everyone was on LeBron's case this week. Like, everyone hates LeBron in our newsroom. All the young guys hate him. Hate him.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And I don't understand.
They really don't like him. Even the limey guy probably.
Exactly. But Michael Jordan, when we were growing up, didn't we all love Jordan?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't think.
Well, you know what? Jordan had this, like, back then, like, the air of, like, you know, the Family Guy, Mr. Nice, like that. We all thought that of Michael Jordan.
Well,
like
that's it.
The McDonald's. Nowadays, you get way too transparent, and you just see the actuality of the person. And fame is just looked
Twitter.
at differently. Yeah.
Twitter is you're knowing too much about all these people, way too much.
Yeah.
Jordan was a bastard.
He was an.
But he was, in our minds, as you said, he was a family man. He was a great pitch man.
Totally.
But he was vicious on the court. You knew that about him. He was a competitor. I don't understand.
I don't know how
people
you
hate
could
Bronny.
you can't deny the talent, though, of LeBron. That's different. Like, you can hate him, but you can't say, like, wow, he's not the best.
But everyone says it's the decision, and, you know, the way he handled that, announcing it on national TV. But, okay, he made a mistake. He was, like, 23 years old at the time.
Has he ever admitted to that being a mistake? He did?
Oh, he has? So, I don't even see that as a big deal. He's just trying to be, hip with his friends.
He donated $2 million to the Boys and Girls Clubs at the time, so nobody ever remembers that.
Guys, I have something that's going to change your life. I have the latest tweet from John Tesh. This is an actual tweet from @JohnTesh. Shrink a pimple with Listerine. The alcohol in it will dry up zits fast, and there's an antibiotic that will kill bacteria. #Tesh tips.
That's not, I thought, so that seems like Tesh got hacked.
No.
Lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks. Tesh tips.
There's a lot of Tesh tips on here.
It's a hacked spam account.
A Tesh tip seems to be, that's all he does is give Tesh tips.
If your wife is bugging you, put a bag on her head. Tesh tips. Put on basketball and put a bag on her head. Tesh tips.
Best mosquito repellent ever. Tesh tips. Again, that's not really a tip. You're just saying something.
Your kid bugging you? That's what closets are for. Tesh tips. And
I'm hashtagging everything Tesh tips now.
Green tea can help fight dandruff. Brew some, let it cool, then rub it in your hair before bed. It'll slow production of dandruff. Hashtag Tesh tips. Who is this guy? And he's still got all his hair.
He does. That's not real. Yeah. He's got Ken doll hair instead now. That's just been implanted.
Yeah.
He's like, can you get me that fancy Swedish Barbie hair?
There we go. There we go.
That is some.
I got a picture.
His hair is younger than
that.
Oh,
hey, Tesh.
It's Jimmy Ralph.
Yeah. John Tesh looks a little bit like Leafs color guy Jim Ralph.
He looks like Jim Ralph.
He actually does.
Jimmy
Taggart's
Ralph.
right about that.
Yeah.
So Dan had a suggestion this week for Jeremy. He wanted to. We're gonna put the stories about Taggart's old man on hold for just 1 week.
For 1 week, because a lot of people and a lot of my friends, they're like, I want to hear Taggart's tales from the road, from touring days.
Want me to mix it up a little musical.
And
I got a good one.
And there's an intro, actually.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, Christoph put together this one.
It's time for Stories from the Road.
Is somebody gonna wipe my bum or what?
Wow, it was fabulous. Thank you. That was very nice, Christoph. See? That's some behind-the-scenes sweat right there.
That's pretty good.
That's nice. Well, I got a story. We were in Cincinnati. This was probably around 1997, 8, back when we were really banging.
Back when Tesh was when Tesh was playing at big the Hollywood Bowl in California.
Back when we were the charts and the charts were us. We were in Cincinnati. And we're at this fancy big old hotel, like a Shining kind of looking place with the wide hallways. And we had like rooms beside each other. And we were there for like 3 or 4 days because we were playing, I think, Bogarts or something like that in Cincinnati. And, so we had kind of rooms. We were all hanging out. And our tour manager, he'd like Kevin Meikle, he'd like to have a few beers at night and we'd hang out. And he went into our bass player's room, which was beside his room. And when he went out, I snuck in his room, and I put a condom and I filled a little bit of water, dirty water in there, so it looked gross in the bottom of the condom, and I put it at the foot of his bed.
Oh no!
And he didn't come back for a couple hours or something. So, and he goes back in his room to go to bed, and I'm, we were so close that, we'd walk into each other's rooms before, but he's in bed. It's like, hey, Kevin, what's going on? And I had to just watch him get into the bed. So he kind of rips the quilt up and jumps in, and
so he had it under the
covers. It was at the bottom. I put it right by his feet.
Oh, no.
Right where it's tucked in.
So he gets in, and I'm just totally playing it straight, and he kicks his feet around, and his eyes just kind of light up, and he's like, whoa, the f***? And he rips off the cover of the bed, and there's this domer, and all the wet came out of it. So it's like wet, and he got so angry that I couldn't say like, hey, we're just joking around. It got so hot so fast, and I was like, I just played dumb. So he runs to the hotel phone, and he calls the front desk, and he's like, we've been here for 3 days. Someone's in my bed. One of the maids. Someone's in here. So he's losing it, and it got like he was freaking out. So I went to my room. Okay, good night, Kev. That's enough. The next day they had a whole meeting, the whole hotel. This is like a big 5-star hotel. Big meeting in the basement, and somebody probably got fired. And every single time we went back to that hotel, we all got suites.
That's great.
For like 2 years. That's how big a deal a stink. And I could not tell Kevin that I did this
That would be disgusting.
I think it's 7 or 8 years later, I finally said, "Hey, Kevin, remember that condom back in Cincinnati? That was me." He's like, "What?" He still got pissed off. He's like, "What?"
I wouldn't be able to sleep in that room.
Yeah.
Imagine that feeling on your toes.
Yeah, thinking that somebody came in while you're out and had sex.
Someone came in and...
Yeah.
Was it from Seinfeld? Was it Kramer's car that was having sex in it, or George Costanza's? It was Costanza's car. He had it parked at the lot, and he thought they were doing some hanky-panky in his car.
Oh, God. What? It's a condom.
What does that have to do with Kevin Meikle having a condom in the bed?
Because he found condoms in his car. Everything has a tie back to Seinfeld.
It's true.
And then if I don't reference that it's a similar story to a Seinfeld thing, then people on Twitter say, "Oh, I can't believe you didn't say a Seinfeld."
Oh, yeah. Well, you don't have to cater to those Seinfeld fans.
Well, we kind of do.
Yeah.
That bugs me when people do those modern Seinfeld
I love
retweets.
them.
Oh, no.
You know what?
It drives me crazy.
Toolsy was good at first, but it's got to be over now.
Stale, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's over. It's over.
Kramer walks into Starbucks and has a problem with his macchiato.
Yeah, George isn't getting enough likes on Facebook. Yeah, we get it. Sorry.
I don't like it. Do you have any cartoon themes?
Well, we have our
Or
next
commercials.
guest. You're going to be here for a guest.
Holy moly! Who is it?
We're going to get some hard-hitting questions from Taggart.
Yes.
For our good friend, Shawn Cullen.
Peterborough, Ontario's own.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm fine.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm eating a bit of sausage.
What? Just a bit. Just a link or a coil?
You know what it is? It's a pepperette.
Ooh. Is that from 7-Eleven, maybe?
No, I got.
Is it a Slim Jim?
No, it isn't. I wish it were.
Remember those Randy Macho Man Slim Jim commercials?
Oh yeah, snap
They're
it.
very sweaty sausages. These are pepperellos from President's Choice.
Oh, pepperellos.
Yeah, they're kind of a generic version.
Are they a quitting smoking aid?
Yeah, no, I still smoke. I smoke a ham a day.
Do you think that Galen personally smokes those pepperettes himself?
Wow.
Galen Weston?
Well, what he does is he smokes them, and while he smokes them, he has a very deep conversation with housewives about the meat he's smoking.
Yikes.
Oh, yeah.
And then they all touch it.
That's
and
right.
then he
Through osmosis.
Yep.
Hey, Sean, I discussed earlier in the podcast your work on Dino Dan. I mentioned we were watching it the other day, and my daughter was enjoying the episode in which we were watching. You played a teacher on it, and I said how I knew you and that you were from the same hometown as myself, and she said, "He's hilarious. You kill it on that because you play you're almost like a drama teacher on it."
I play Mr. Paluxy.
Oh.
I'm actually a what do you call it? A supply teacher. I wear many hats. I teach a lot of different subjects: art, science, sex ed. Yeah, but it's a little early for the 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
But still, you know.
So can other people on that show see the dinosaurs?
This is the thing. This kid is crazy. Dino Dan is insane. And then everyone aids him in that. Like, they all abet him. They enable him. He's crazy.
It's a little bit like our Dan, our own.
I know, our own little Dan. Small, but he's perfectly formed.
He really is.
He really is.
Yeah, the hair.
Incredibly proportional. He's not like a dwarf. He's not a Peter Dinklage kind of guy.
No, he's not Dinklage-esque.
No, he has no Dinklage.
Last time you were on the podcast, we had a deep discussion about the Keg opening in our hometown of Peterborough, Ontario. And our last podcast, on this very one, we broke down the Keg theme songs. And I don't know if do we have the exact moment where it all went down last week, Christoph? No. Okay, so it got to the point in which there was a lot of yelling. And Jay was requesting keg-sized Caesars, and then Jeremy Taggart requested that someone wipe his bum.
Okay.
So we all figured that was a night at the Keg.
somebody going to wipe my bum or what?
That happened.
It happens.
So it led us back to when you made your appearance, in which I think that's where you came up with the jacuzzi?
Jacuzzi. Well, it was leading into the jacuzzi. What happened was we were talking about Peterborough is filled with elderly people.
That's right.
And it's like The Walking Dead. Like, if you don't nail your door shut, the elderly will come in.
Yeah.
And make your home into an old folks' home.
Steal your banana bread.
Yeah, they will eat everything in sight and then go to sleep in your house. So then they finally made a keg. And we started talking about the walk-in bathtub. But then we thought, why stop there? Walk-in toilet.
That's right.
Little Joyce Myers on the big screen.
Yeah.
Little hour of power.
Of course. And you just stabbed at your own filth.
I like that. That's like the toilet we just encountered here at the Chum Radio Studios, Sean. Before we came in here, it was filled with bowl spray.
Someone's ass exploded.
Big news here.
What? That commissary, it's a bowl spray enticer.
It is a little bit, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the pepperettes that they're serving, or they get the bowels moving.
They are low quality pepperettes. I'm telling you that.
The coffee here might be a little runny.
Oh yeah.
Well, but the keg is so amazing. They've started serving. They were only open at 3:00 in the afternoon. They don't open for lunch because the elderly don't eat anything solid before 3.
That's right.
I love how you say the elderly, like the zombies. The elderly.
They basically are. And then, now they have, I think we talked about it, but they have great entrees that are in the shape of a bed, the human body.
Yeah.
And they just put the food by your hand on the plate, the human-shaped plate. You put it in your mouth and then fall asleep.
There it is.
Can you hear that beat?
Oh, I got it.
Hear that bass run? Is that Orrin Isaacs?
It's walking. It's a walking bass.
That's right. Take it for a walk.
Take it for a walk. Meat in your mouth.
It's like Jaco Pastorius taking a walk.
So we wanted to get you on to relive your keg stories, and also Jay and I are moving to LA, and you spend a lot of time there. So
I did.
Can you give us your brief on LA living and what we should look for and where we should look to live?
And where are the elderly?
Well, the elderly are in Orange County.
Okay.
And Simi Valley.
In the OC.
They congregate, the OC, Simi Valley. They congregated there around Ronald Reagan to create a buffer zone of the elderly. And as you get older, you move into the ground zero where Ronald Reagan died.
Oh.
So as you get older and older and more confused.
Palm Springs, right? Yeah. That's the final, like where you get Bob Hoped.
Yeah, you get Bob Hope.
All the Three Stooges, they're still alive there?
Yeah, they're still in there, knuckling each other in the eyes.
Yeah. Their old director.
Yeah.
Jack Parr.
You know where you're going to live?
We don't. Well, do you have any suggestions, Sean?
Well, a fun guy like you, Jay. I think you'd probably live in somewhere like Silver Lake.
Oh, yeah, that's where the hipsters are, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I could see him having a poetry night on Tuesdays at the Space Candy.
That'd be good.
Well, I think you could hang around Intelligentsia waiting for Chris Pine to come in.
Oh, and ask him about Star Trek.
Yeah, and all of his other successful movies.
Jay and Neil Hamburger live.
I would actually just wait for Paul Walker to come in and ask him if he was going to make any other movies other than The Fast and the Furious.
Well, there's The Fast and the Furious, Fast and Furious 2, Fast 5, Faster and Furiouser. God damn it, I'm furious. How fast am I going? Is there a brake on this fast, furious machine? Can I get out? How fast am I? How furious are you? It gets on. It goes on and on.
Jordan Eberle of the Edmonton Oilers sent out a tweet the other night. I don't know if he was joking or if he was serious. He said, "Do I have to see the first 5 Fast and the Furious movies to know what's going on in the 6th one?"
Vin Diesel doesn't, so
No. He's not even reading the script.
I heard that he's got the stickies on the face for when he's acting. Have you heard that?
What?
Like,
Stickies?
Yeah, like the person he's talking at will have a sticky of the line.
What, like a post-it note on their face?
Yes, I heard this. I've heard that. Can you document that, Sean? I'm not crazy, right?
Well, when I was in the Fast and the Furious 4, playing a smart car,
You were the sticky man.
someone had written on my
A talking smart car.
I do believe that he definitely needed aid in some means.
I've never heard of the sticky on the face acting method.
I think Dan and I on Sports Center will just have stickies on each other's forehead, and then we can just read. Forget about the teleprompter. That's old hat. That's gone.
How is LA's embracing of Canadians?
Well, it's pretty good. I mean, there was a time where, people called us frostbacks. Well, not wetbacks, but frostbacks, because we come down and take all their jobs. But that's all right. I don't care. I think it's as long as you don't mention it, then you get to get a free pass. Don't go around saying, "Hey, I'm actually Canadian." No one cares.
So I shouldn't wear my Kenner football jacket?
No, you should. You should. That will be very, I don't know what you'd call it, retro. People would love it. You can hang around Champion's breakfast on Beverly and have an egg white omelet, and maybe Rob Lowe would come up and caress your jacket.
Wow.
On TV.
The Kenner reference is very inside Peterborough, so any people listening from Peterborough will get it.
Well, what I was just going to ask Sean is, Sean, did you go to the same 4-student basement school that Dan went to? A school in the basement of someone's house?
Well, I wasn't. I didn't have the grades to get in there, so I was in the pit school. It was just a pit out in the park. And kids would be thrown in the morning with some blocks with letters and numbers on them. And
whoever could climb out.
Good old natural selection.
Here's the other thing. They would, for physical education, they'd slowly fill the pit with water. And you'd slowly tread water until you could climb out.
Isn't that the Marines or Navy SEALs training?
Well, I don't know. I'm not really into SEALs. I don't like animals, so I'm not sure.
Have you met Alex Trebek? Is he nice?
I met him post mustache.
Oh,
yeah, in 2001 at the All-Star game. I went down and did some stuff for CBC, talking to people in the dressing room of the celebrity game.
Is there any of those mean Canadians down there who are like, I'm Canadian, and they're like, F off?
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah.
But they're actually quite fun. I mean, the one person I liked ribbing was, who's the guy? Jerry Bruckheimer. And I said to him, he has no sense of humor. But I said to him, he's a big hockey fan, though, and he has his own skate and everything at El Segundo or somewhere like that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I said to him, Pearl Harbor, is there going to be a sequel? Like, that was my interview. And he just like, no.
Oh, that was it?
No. But you might want to go and see Black Hawk Down, which is coming out next month. And I'm like, okay. No, I don't think I will now.
And did you ask him about his beard and what's going on there?
Well, his beard is made of high tensile steel that reflects all heat and light.
Like a Norris kind of thing? Chuck Norris? That realm?
Well, in that realm, except that his can resonate and cause objects to shatter.
Holy moly.
Yeah, that's
right. Like William Shatner's hair.
Well, William Shatner's hair is actually a contract killer from Hong Kong that clings to his skull and protects him.
Hey, speaking of game shows, Match Game. What are you? Are you enjoying yourself? Are you having a good time?
Sure I am. It's been really fun. I mean, we're shooting our second 60 episodes, so that's good. And, I get tweets that people say I hate you more than anything. And I realize that, if I'm not on TV, no one can hate me. So I'm winning.
Yeah, you're absolutely winning.
The host of that show, Darren Rose, very quick-witted individual.
He is. He's very good. I really like him. He's a very funny guy and has a beautiful beard as well.
I was just going to say, don't you think, Sean, that he could play Jerry Bruckheimer in No Sense of Humor, the Jerry Bruckheimer story?
Yes, the fast and the furriest.
Nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah, so he's great, and we have a really good time. We had a lot of great guests on, and, you know, it's just a very easy job. I show up, I say ridiculous things, I write down a few times.
It sounds just like this podcast, actually.
It is almost like this podcast, but I see you lost Mark's work. Well, Mark's.
Yes.
Hey, did you ever get our clothes? Did we send you clothes?
No, you never did.
No one got any of the clothes.
Yeah.
No one got any of them. It was a scam. It was a sham.
It was a scam sham.
No hot socks? You were going to get some hot socks?
I really wanted some hot pants that heat as I move.
So we had a account executive that said, yeah, every guest gets clothes, and they would ask the address and stuff. So they've just got a garage full of Mark's Work Warehouse clothes right now.
Yeah.
They never sent them to anyone.
Their garage is literally a Mark's Work Warehouse store.
They have a warehouse.
Well, we
And in it-
apologize. We would send you something now, but no one sponsors us, so.
Well, that's, you know, this is what I love about you. Here, is this just my mind, or when I look at the craft celebration tour, have they completely cut you out of all the promos?
we're gone.
Oh, you're
We're
absolutely right, Sean. Yeah, the second we announced we were leaving, they were like, get rid of that promo.
What is the deal? So you guys leave when? When are you gone?
Like in a week, right?
No, we're still here for another month. We're here till the end of June, and right now it's what, June 5th. Yeah,
And when do you premiere on Fox?
August 17th.
And what is your first, like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you're like doing what you do now, only on Fox.
On Fox's new national sports network that will hopefully not have a right-wing bias like their news network does. So if it does, we'll just roll with it.
Be great to see Bill O'Reilly out with you guys one episode.
Yeah, in Silver Lake.
Oh, yeah. Hanging around with Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto.
That's right. What did you think of the new Star Trek movie?
Oh, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. Are you liking the J.J. Abrams direction?
I really do. I
Yeah.
love it.
Me too.
I love the whole cast, I think. But the first film was kind of like, here's how we're setting it all up. And this one was just a story that was great. And I love Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
The Batch. He has a group of women who love him in Britain called the Cumber.
Oh, really?
That's what they call themselves.
The Cumberbuns.
Oh.
But they didn't call themselves Cumber, which I think would have been more
The Cumber.
the Cumber.
How was Vin Diesel in it?
Oh, he didn't know he was in it, so he never appeared.
How come in England?
Chris Pine had all these Post-it notes all over his face.
That's it.
You know, he played that little guy that Simon Pegg hangs around with all the time. In engineering. That's how small Vin Diesel actually is.
He is. You know this. I have to tell this story. We were in New York City, and we were getting driven around by this guy in a van, a limo driver, and he told us a story about Vin Diesel. He drove him around once in New York, and he said he was such an to not just him, but like everybody around him, that he actually lost it and drove him up to Harlem and left him on the street corner.
Wow.
Wow.
Like, kicked him out of the thing. He's like, where are you taking me? You're right there. I'm out of here. He left him up and way up in Harlem and just left because he couldn't deal with them. I thought that was the most old school classic thing to do.
That's a great
Well,
thing.
you know what? I bet Vin Diesel was furious.
He was for sure.
Sean, we thank you for coming on the podcast.
It's always a pleasure, and good luck and everything. You guys are so fantastic, and I really will miss you in the morning. But
Are we gonna see you in L.A.?
Yeah, are we going to hang out?
Sure, I'll come down there and fight you. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
I look forward to the battle. It'll be you and O'Toole and the Peterborough team against me and Vin Diesel and the Furious
And
team.
Alan Thicke.
Oh, the thickness. His thickness.
The thick. That's a great nickname for him. The thickness.
The Thick.
Okay, Sean, have a great night. I was going to say
Thank
a good
you.
day, but
Thanks
it's
for
night.
talking to me. See you soon.
Take care, Sean.
That's
Bye, Sean.
comedian Shawn Cullen.
Oh, I love that
You can
guy
visit
so
him
much.
at Mr. Shawn Cullen, spelt the correct way, SEAN.
He should have.
He's on Twitter.
Mike Gentili put together his Twitter stats. He should have way more followers. He is a hilarious human being. So follow him. Mr. Shawn Cullen.
And Taggart, he's married to a drummer. I never knew that.
Oh, who?
He's married to, her name is...
Kim Temple.
Kim Temple.
Cool.
Juno nominee, Kim Temple.
He's got himself some rhythm.
That's right.
I love that.
I have no rhythm.
He's funny all day. He's even funny on the couch eating pepperettes.
He is so funny.
A few moments
He
during our
kills me.
conversation, and every conversation we have with Shawn Cullen, where I'm like, did someone slip something into my drink? Where are we right now? Because the conversation just goes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then it comes back.
The thing with the plate, the human-shaped plate, that was out there.
That was out there. But when you go see him live, like that's what he does, and he does it all off the top of his head on the spot. Guys who can pull off
Jonathan
an hour.
Winters style.
Yeah, exactly. Great analogy there. Like I think he's so talented. I'd love to see him. He had that weird show on the CBC, the sitcom. We talked about it on the last podcast. It was very out there, but I enjoyed it. I'd love to see him host a talk show or something.
Would be good.
You could just see him
confuse people. He could do Sports Center.
Oh yeah, he should replace us.
That would be funny.
Taggart and Cullen.
He could do like a funny guy interviewing athletes thing.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, him
But
and
he
Jerry
would go
D.
out there. They wouldn't know how to respond to him.
Well, that's what would make it good.
Yeah. We better get to our TV theme vault and our commercials, because last time I was here, I got a parking ticket.
How much?
You were
$30
upset about that.
$30?
$30
Across the street?
But did you fight it in court?
I'm not paying the $30.
Judge Judy?
Judge
Judy
Judy
couldn't believe how much she made.
Do you know how much Judge Judy makes?
No.
She makes like $45 million a year.
Get out of here. Why do these people make so much
She's
money?
the highest paid TV personality on there.
What the hell's going on? Remember Drew Carey was making that kind of money?
Oh yeah, that's right. On Price is Right? Or
No,
is
but
he
his
still?
own show, he was making that.
4 more years and
The Drew Carey show?
$180 million.
$48 million.
She makes
what the hell?
$123,000 a day.
The show does well. Did you see Jim Harbaugh and his dad were in the audience of the show?
Big fans.
What the hell?
They were sitting in the audience the other day.
I don't know when it's on, what channel it's on.
either.
Hey, she's doling out justice, and she's making some good scratch for it.
I thought there was like 10 other judge guy shows.
There
and
were,
women
but
was
Judy's the original, and so she gets the most, I guess.
She gets the scratch.
Yeah. Well, I guess People's Court was the original.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith
They
Schein.
got that.
The cases are real. The rulings are final.
Cases are
This reminds me of
It's
Saturday Night Fever.
It's Judge Judy. Jay Onright versus Dan O'Toole. The dealings with the garbage.
Toolsy, would you ever sue me?
Maybe when the book comes out.
Oh, it's nothing but praise in the book, Toolsy. Nothing but praise.
Oh, yeah.
It is coming out, by the way. The publisher said we're going to put it out. It's coming out.
In time for Christmas?
Yeah, November.
The Great Stocking Stuffer?
I'm going to come back and do a book tour.
Is there anything humiliating in there by any chance?
Just for me. Just for myself.
There's nothing like, ooh, I shouldn't have done that in there.
There's there's lots of
Is there
that.
some embarrassment?
Oh, there's plenty of embarrassment.
Like
for
you
me.
just talked about the porno under your bed. That's nothing.
That's just scratching the
We've
surface.
all been caught masturbating.
So
That's true.
It felt good, didn't it?
I don't know if I ever got caught masturbating.
Oh, I
before.
did. It was
Did you?
terrible.
By Ronnie?
By my dad.
By Ronnie.
By my dad.
Here we go. Impromptu Taggart tale. Let's do it. Impromptu Taggart tale.
These are the best, how they come natural. But literally, I just started.
You just
literally
discovered your junk.
Yeah, at the point when you first start, when you're like, I can't stop once that starts.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know what's going on. I might die. Oh, no, I'm going to do this again as soon as I stop.
Right. Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, I was at that point, and I heard footsteps coming down the hall.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I can't stop. And he opens the door as it's happening. And, you know, my dad being my dad, he just like, what the are you doing? Slams the door. So I was just sitting there. I was like, you know, like when in Superman, when he flies around the earth to turn it backwards.
Yeah, in the first one.
And there was nothing more in the world that I wanted than just to have that moment go away. It was
so what was it
tense.
like between you and Ronnie
for the next like week? He's like, I'm sitting there, and he's like, You gonna go in there and pull your pork? Like, what the hell's going on?
Amazing.
Imagine you're just a kid starting and you're just like making fun of you, like, no big deal. What are you gonna do in there? What are you doing in there?
So he was like
pulling your pork?
The opposite of the woman in the.
It was too much, man.
Oh my God, that's classic.
Intense.
That is great.
Very, very frustrating and
So
embarrassing.
he's almost trying to like shame you in a way from
I don't
from
know,
doing
because
something
we
natural.
we did not have, like, I never had any birds and the bees talk. What? Nothing. That was as close. Like, that's the moment when you're like, hey, you know what, son? I did that. It's no big deal. I still do it. Whatever.
Nothing.
Just let's make fun of the guy.
Did you have a birds and the bees talk, Dulcie?
No.
Nothing?
I never had a drugs talk, booze talk,
nothing.
another sex talk, nothing.
Nothing.
I had a birds and the bees
on the
talk.
schoolyard.
Me and Dan got a lot in common on that stretch.
I had the full-on birds and the bees talk. My dad sent me down. He was like, you know when your gets stiff?
But what about
I was like,
the magazines?
yeah.
They never mentioned
This
it
is
then?
early. This is like I was 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, you know when your gets stiff? I'm like, yeah. Uh-huh. It'll fit inside the and I was like,
what did he say? Story? Like, this is awesome?
Yeah.
You're going to do
I was like,
this someday?
mind blown. It all makes sense now.
He was like, you can do it whenever you want, son.
He did it because a girl in one of the neighboring towns had gotten pregnant, and my mom was worried I was going to be asking questions. So she's like, go tell him. Get up there, tell him. Tell him what happens.
This is the guy that reads the Playboy on the planes.
I know, that's what happens.
That's what
when
happens.
you tell your kids about the birds and the bees too young, then you
turn into that guy on the plane.
You turn into
It felt
me.
good, didn't it?
Yeah.
What are you doing in there? Pulling your pork?
Pulling your pork.
Thanks, Dad.
By the way, I want to point out how Taggart during the Shawn Cullen interview just blurts out, "Have you ever met Alex Trebek?" I was like, where did that come from?
I just thought, like, older LA Canadians. Yeah. And I just thought it would be funny. I wanted a story of, like, a mean guy that's like, hey, I'm Canadian. They're just sick of hearing the fact that there's Canadians in LA. So he'd be like, forget you guys.
But Sean brought up a good point. Like, you can't say you're Canadian because people, and you live down there, like, you can't just go around and be like, back in Canada. Oh, Canada.
In LA, everybody,
you can't do that.
You talk to, if you say you're Canadian, then they're like, well, what do you want from me? If they're Canadian, what are you going to take? You want something? That's how LA is. There's no, like, helping anybody. It's just like, what can you do for me? So it's like, oh, I'm from here. I'm the same as you. No, you're not. No.
You're looking for something.
Take the service entrance, pal.
Yeah. See,
you're looking for a leg up. Get out of here.
So we're going to have to scrap our idea of going wall-to-wall CFL highlights on the new show.
Oh, my God.
We better get to our commercials. I've got 16 minutes.
Toolsy's very concerned about getting another ticket.
Can I expense the last ticket to Bell?
I'd say do it. You shouldn't even brought it up. You should have just done it.
Because that was work-related.
Let's talk for another 20 minutes.
No. Okay, so TV themes. This is a great jingle.
What's this one?
Mary Tyler Moore.
Oh, yeah. Man. So that bass.
Who can turn the world on with her smile? Who can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile? Well, it's you, girl, and you should know it. With each glance and every little movement you show it. Love is all around, no need to waste it. You can have the town, why don't you take it? You're gonna make it after all. Love is all around, no need to waste it. You can have the town, why don't you take it? You're gonna make it after all.
So most of our...
that's again, like what's that, like a steel guitar?
That's badass.
Sonny Curtis performed that. Love is All Around, written and performed by Sonny Curtis. The Mary Tyler Moore, one of the most acclaimed television programs ever produced from 70 to 77, and so at least 3 people listening to this podcast had probably seen it.
That was like probably Jim Gordon on drums right there, just laying it down.
But I think more people than that saw it, Toolsy. No?
It's tough to see it in syndication. You have to watch.
Yeah,
like
that's
an
true. You
oldies
don't
channel.
see it that much. You're right.
The
You don't see
retros.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, as a kid, I remember it was on all the time. It was always on.
Because it was new, Jay.
I guess it was newish. It was the 70s.
Yeah. Mary Tyler Moore.
Oh, I know. She was a fox. She looks scary now. She's had a lot of surgery.
Hey, come on.
I'm sorry.
She's
actually
not scary.
married.
You might see her when you go down there. She might be the first person you see at Starbucks. And you'll be blown away.
You know what? Maybe I will be.
And then you'll take her home.
No, but look, she was on Dick Van Dyke, right? Dick Van Dyke show?
She was.
So,
Dick Van Drunk?
So that's going to be wife number 3 right there. Mary Tyler Moore.
Well, she's already had 3. She's on her 3rd husband.
All right, well, I'll be 4 then.
And she's 76.
She was really, really beautiful when she was young, but now I don't want to touch her.
So that's our TV theme vault. I stumbled upon that song the other day, and I thought it was a great jingle.
Yeah, that is a good tune. Good tune. Good job, Toolsy. I'm impressed.
And our commercial is Booker T is a hungry man. I don't know what this is.
Christoph and I like this one.
Oh,
let's listen to this.
listen.
Man, look at all this wimpy stuff. Ain't nothing here that's gonna satisfy this hungry man.
Booker, baby, what about that?
I need something that's gonna satisfy a man-sized appetite.
Attention shoppers, there's only one Hungry Man XXL left.
New Hungry Man XXL. Now that's a lot of food. A whopping pound and a half of barbecue chicken and ribs and buttery mashed potatoes.
Pound and a half. New Hungry Man XXL. It's good to be full.
Come to Papa.
That guy's got like the deepest voice on earth.
Come to Papa.
Booker T. Like,
That
I don't
is
think a pound and a half is...
That's a jail voice.
That's not right.
That's a full-on...
Come to Papa.
That's like Cell Block 8 voice.
That was frightening.
I run things around here. That's that voice. Like, watch out.
When they shot that commercial, did they realize that they just scare people from buying the product?
Now, whenever I think of a Hungry Man deal or a meal, the first thing I think about is the sodium content. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, yeah.
This one off the charts. What do you think it is?
1,200 or something?
69%.
69% sodium?
That's the daily value.
That's almost like that's like a contest. That's a contest of salt.
That's like a dare.
If you get like a chicken noodle soup, it's like a 20%, and that's high. 69%.
Gentilly just sent me a picture of modern-day Mary Tyler Moore, and it is frightening.
You would have to jump into a lake after eating a Hungry Man XXL.
People would turn down that sodium on.
Keith Richards?
She looks like the evil Nazi on Raiders of the Lost Ark, just as his face is being melted.
No, that's Steven Tyler from Aerosmith.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was Christoph, by the way. That was Christoph's reaction to that.
He said yuck or ugh.
Oh my God.
She kind of looks like she should be chasing you with a witch thing, witch stuff, like a witch hat,
like she should be a witch.
A witch, like black clothes and like the broom and the pitchfork. Throw you in a pot, cook you up.
The Hungry Man XXL, it'll make you thirsty, but it'll make you poop. Dietary fiber 8%.
Okay, that's good then.
That will give you a jammer faster than being.
So when you're on the can, just bring in a bottle of water,
or just Hungry Man. Just wolf down a Hungry Man.
Oh.
Who do you think ate more Hungry Mans, Bruno Gerussi or Burton Cummings?
Oh, Burton Cummings.
Oh, yes.
I think Burton.
Bruno Gerussi would have played a good Burton Cummings.
I think
right?
Bruno Gerussi kind of looked like... I know he played kind of a hippie, but I think he was a hippie in real life, wasn't he?
I have a
Gerussi?
Yeah, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's more of a smooth kind of regular guy, kind of like he had a cooking show. Remember that?
Yeah.
He had the Andy Kaufman on his cooking show.
Yeah, and he used to do commercials for Serto.
He was a good Greek gent.
Yeah, he was. Nick Adonis was his...
Nick Adonidas.
Adonidas,
or
was
as Relic said, Adonidas!
That's actually a good relic.
Yeah. Or Jesse's would have said Adonidas or Adonidus.
Jesse, yeah, that's right. Jesse. Oh, my God. And Molly's Reach.
And the cop that's still on commercials now
That's right.
all the time.
That's right. The guy with the mustache.
Who is that guy?
Yeah. Who is that guy, Toolsy?
That guy's had quite a career.
I've seen him everywhere. I saw him at a Moxie's once, I think it was.
Like in the Moxies?
Were
He was
people
sitting
coming
there.
up to him? And
No, he was just sitting there meeting a buddy. This was in Vancouver.
Oh, man. That sounded
that must have been a pretty good moment in your life.
I'm like, hey, it's that cop guy I've seen everywhere in every CBC show ever made.
Hey, there's that guy who's on TV right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, we've had some fun.
Okay, well, let's wrap this bad boy up.
I loved it. I thought this was a great pod. I enjoyed myself. Thought the hockey bit from Darwin went over really well. I thought it was... Sean Cullen made his way to the pod. He was a little late, but he was great.
This was an out there podcast.
It felt good, didn't it?
Yeah, it did feel good.
Very, very
Felt real
delicate.
nice.
That's delicate.
There's a lot of masturbation talk.
Yeah.
I got caught. Did you get caught?
I never got caught. It's actually amazing.
Holy lucky. Lucky. I was caught a lot. I must have done it too
Really,
much.
a lot? He caught you a lot?
I didn't. I could have like a caught masturbating segment on the show.
You could write a whole... All right.
I got caught by our lighting guy one time on the bus.
What did he call it? Pounding pork or pulling
your pork?
You're pulling your pork?
Pulling your
Maybe
pork?
because one time I got caught in the back of the bus and I was kind of laughing about it. I thought it was... He was more offended than I was. I was like, I'm done. Don't worry about it. It was cool.
It's over.
Good. It happened.
Dad, it's over.
One of our past guests was caught on camera, J-Rock.
What? He was caught on camera.
It was part of Trailer Park Boys.
That's a great episode.
Oh, I love that
Is
episode.
I was playing myself.
Did you notice that Ellen Page tweeted today that she misses the Sunnyvale Trailer Park?
Really?
Yeah, she sent a tweet to Torrens and Mike Clattenburg, the director, said she misses hanging out at the trailer park. That's kind of cool. She's not forgetting her roots. I like that.
We have to get Torrens back on, too, before we jump.
Torrens is top notch.
He's a good dude.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got 7 minutes to get out to that car.
What can we talk about? Just a few more minutes. Let's go over the Twitter handles.
You never got caught ever once, Dan?
Nope.
You never even?
I never got caught masturbating once. It's phenomenal that it didn't happen.
One time my brother did. He like walked out and I was doing it. He's like, "Oh, come on, again."
Did you have a problem you want to talk about?
When you first start, you're like, what else is there to do?
But you said it also happened on the tour bus.
I was so late. I didn't do it when I was 12. I was like not doing it. I was 14. I was a late bloomer.
Oh, you were a late bloomer?
Yeah, so I was like, I got to catch up.
I think I was doing it when I was like 8, but I didn't know what I was doing. Nothing was coming out, obviously.
That explains the Playboys on the planes.
Yeah.
Wow. This again might be the last podcast.
No, it's right. No way.
It's the first. It's a new beginning. It's an old.
I love that one. Let's play that again.
Can we hear that one?
Hi.
Why do I love that guy so much?
God, that guy's
You
creepy.
see that video, the Stranger Danger video in which that guy says it,
Come on, it'll be fun.
His face just pops into your head, too, as soon as he says it.
How he looks the other way after he says it, like, come on, it'll be fun. He looks around. That's it.
And don't forget,
It'll
it might take longer to get out to our vehicles tonight because we got to go through Tent City.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, and they might be passing the crack pipes around at this point in night.
And having silent sex.
Yeah, or not so silent. Maybe we'll catch someone spanking it in the tents.
It felt good, didn't it?
That's all we'll say. We'll just watch by. It felt good, didn't it? Didn't it?
And then stand there and gently scold them.
Hey, that tent's shaking. Leave them alone.
Oh, man. This has been good.
Okay.
Tilsey just wants to leave. I just want to keep this going.
5 minutes. Shaky tents. There's some shaking tents.
At Jay and Dan TSN. At Made by Stoff. At Mike Gentili TSN. At Taggart7. At TSN O'Toole. At Jay Onright. By the way, continue to send in your suggestions. What should Dan's new Twitter handle be? Have you gotten any suggestions, Toolsy?
No, I'm just reading a text from my mom.
Toolsy West?
Toolsy West.
Sounds like a porno name.
I kind of like that one.
Toolsy West will be starring in this film.
What do you think? Toolsy so wants to get out of here.
Toolsy West.
Okay, we better go. We don't want to make him upset.
No, I'm fine.
What the you want?
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week for episode 38.
They're going home.
Dance. 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 Keep dancing, dancing, dancing.
This is the Jay and Dan Podcast.